All right, so let's talk Star Wars Visions: The Village Bride, animated by Kinema Citrus. So, first impressions, let's go, Marty.
All right. Yeah. So I brought it up a little bit pre-show, but I thought it was a slow start. Like this is my first one. I jumped in episode 5. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, this is kind of a slow start. Like I don't. Oh, sorry, episode 4. I didn't really know what was going on. I guess I just had to kind of go in like open mind. Star Wars universe could be anything. Like if I'm watching the first like 10 minutes, I think I could be watching like Pokemon or Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like there's really nothing telling me that it's Star Wars. And
Sure.
then I watched more and more of it. And I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cool, and it kind of caught my attention. I do like that they're 18 minutes. It's short, sweet, to the point, and
They're usually pretty
towards
good
the end,
paced, I've found.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the pacing at the end was very good, and it
as
had
long
a
as it
cool.
needed to be.
It
Hmm.
keeps the anime. I can see where it keeps the anime in tension, but brings in Star Wars in a cool anime fashion. So I was a fan.
I appreciate your like Pokemon Avatar comment, Marty, because that was the first thing I noticed about it is
Mm.
how much it was that exact like 90s
Mm.
Funimation Pokemon like style animation. I was literally like, is this Pokemon? Like the
Is this the Pokemon
the
studio? Yeah.
like nomad guy, the like nomad guy that's with uh the like masked girl
He
who,
could easily have been
whatever.
a gym leader or something.
He literally, yeah, he looked like Brock with his eyes open. Like like seriously, I was like, what the fuck, But yeah, I agree with Marty. I like this one. It was a little slow, and I wasn't 100% sure what was happening at first.
Yeah, I
The
had no
one bit that
idea. I
confused
couldn't
me,
tell
and
some
we'll
people
get
apart.
into it, was the thing of them going to the rock and like channeling the planet's memories. I felt like that didn't end up really going
Yeah.
anywhere. That kind of like was a thing and then wasn't all of a sudden. And I'm like, they never reference it again, which was odd. But I did like this one. It's one of the better ones, I think.
I
I don't know.
agree.
I think they've all been good. I think the first one was really good. I like that one quite a bit. I thought the animation and like that one was stuck out to me as being um, one of the most like rewatchable, which I would say is the best measure
I'd
here.
watch it again right now.
Totally very
Mhm.
cool. Marty, again, I'd recommend like if you watch one, the first one is definitely pretty sweet.
I told
Wow.
him that before we
Yeah,
started
totally.
too.
Yeah, again, to yeah, just fucking beat a
I don't
dead
know what
horse
happens post show,
to a
so I
pulp.
think post show I might just flip one of those on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
I think
you
it's a
yeah
shorter
do
one too. I think it's like
a little
12 minutes.
microdosing, yeah, it's like 12 or
Yeah.
14, I think. But yeah, you'll appreciate that for sure. And I agree. I like the animation in terms of totally again being different from the last one. Like I think stylistically, each one has been unique enough and kind of stood on its own merit in terms of like quality of animation.
Mm.
But yeah, I like these. I think I don't know if these are as good, but a part of me thinks that if their quality was a little more consistent, that I would say that these are almost as good, if not better, than the What If stories.
I
Um,
agree.
I again, I'm not sure if that's like a controversial opinion, kind of, but yeah, the first couple that we've watched, I definitely like them, and I think I almost have to rate them
This
better
one and the
because
first one for sure.
part of my enjoyment of the What If is seeing characters that I already have like an affinity for. Like I'm naturally
Yeah.
biased to liking like a Thor or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I whatever. I think that the What If is almost like it's more like member berries good. Where like this is just like storytelling animation, like it's a little bit sharper in terms of like an actual cohesive
It's
like
impressive
story in each
storytelling.
episode
Yeah.
series. Yeah. Um so yeah, I definitely I like these. I'm looking forward to the next one for sure. Which I think the next one I believe is like the highest rated one of all of them.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
So that'll be cool.
The I won't reiterate that, it's a recognizable animation style for, us
Like
westerners.
laughably so, almost. I was like, oh
um
shit, okay.
I think
Yu-Gi-Oh,
it
like
may be like 18 minutes because they really let like scenes and lines of dialogue breathe. Like it's not like, a lot of like What If is just like dialogue, 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 action, action, and this is just like Here's like a minute of them climbing a mountain.
Yeah.
The comment about how letting them be as long as they need to be is absolutely right. And I think with things like this, that's you're not trying to fill 28 minutes. You should be trying to tell a cohesive story, whether that takes 45 minutes or 15 minutes, doesn't matter. But it makes it so much better to have like this one kind of total thought. Again, I think that was a big issue we had with What Ifs, is we felt like there were cool ideas explored, but like there wasn't kind of this cohesive thought that came out of it, this cool like complete thing. And again, the end I think did, the last 2 episodes did a good job of kind of tying it up, but still, I appreciate the what if, or not the what if, the freaking Visions has
I also
been
felt I had
doing
the
so far.
most emotional connection to these characters than the other 3 episodes. The duel was cool, but I didn't
This
know
may have
much
had the
about
most
anyone.
talking.
Yeah,
any of
I
them.
think you might be right.
I'd have to go back and like double check that. But yeah, it was very kind of the traditional like Western anime style, and I definitely liked it.
All right, let's get into the plot. So we've got 2 people meeting in a forest on a planet. They're wearing masks. One takes it off. The other is like, can't really take off my mask these days. They see a guy carrying his bride on his back up a hill so she doesn't get dirty feet.
That was wild. God forbid Princess Leia touches the dirt.
So they do this little chant, and they see mountains move. They observe planets' memories, and it seems to be them as children playing in a river or something.
Well, and the planet starts like terraforming, like not terraforming,
like,
but just like the ground is like moving pretty quick, and they don't move. I'm like, I'd move out of the way. It looks like the ground is just falling away. Like, do you know what's gonna stop right before you? I mean, maybe they do, but I'm just like, I would have dove out of the way or something if I saw the fucking Earth just falling at my feet. Like, what the fuck? It's like an earthquake is happening.
So the 2 masked people are observing this, and the male one says, "Okay, well, these people on this planet have a close relationship with nature, and we know someone who also had a tie to this planet, and it's the woman's master." So again, these like little plot beats they drop in a lot of these episodes, and they don't explain. They just like they don't say, "Oh, flashback. Here's your master," and like I like how you could just fill in blanks as you please.
They contextualize and then they move on.
Mm-hmm. So they head to the village where the bride and groom are from. We find out that there are some raiders who took over some battle droids who are kind of hassling the village. And they want to take the chief as collateral, and instead the daughter of the chief volunteers, and that is the bride that has been carried up the mountain. So they're going to celebrate the wedding, and then the next morning she's going to go with the raiders.
Last minute marriage. They're like, I guess if you're leaving tomorrow, we'll do the wedding tonight. Like, that sucks.
So at the wedding, the bride's sister is like, "Nah, we should fight the raiders," and the bride's like, "Nah, let's not get anyone killed." And I'm like, you could move mountains. Like, I don't know what your power actually is, but
Yeah.
I have questions about the interaction in the forest with the masked woman and the bride and the husband. What did you guys think of that?
I thought there was a little bit of a like, are these two like when the bride first comes out of the woods? I'm like, oh, is there going to be something like between these two? Kind of, and like in terms of like romantic relationship, like is there some kind of vibe going on here? But then it almost seemed a little like fever dreamy when the not the husband but the fiance or whatever kind of rolls in and he's there too. It was a little like, is this an imagined thing?
Yeah.
I don't think it was ultimately, but it was a little odd. Like they kind of disappeared, like appeared and disappeared in the woods, and like that was kind of like they didn't have
This is the one where they talk
conversation.
about both being kind of like force sensitive in a way, right?
Yeah.
The way
Yeah.
Was that a little
use,
like Kylo Ren and Ray talk?
Oh,
And she's
maybe
training with Luke. You know what I mean?
it could be where
I don't
they're
know if that's a
tied.
thing. Yeah, they have this. Yeah.
They're Force twins or whatever they called it in the sequels.
Yeah.
Could be.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that
Best
scene,
friends.
I wasn't quite sure what to make of it, but next morning, the Raiders come as planned to take the bride, and the sister is captured by the Raiders. The Raiders gonna kill the sister, and right as the blaster fires, the masked woman catches the bullet, and she's clearly a Jedi. I'm pretty sure we thought that the whole time.
Takes off her mask to reveal a slight scar.
Tiny scar. Slight facial scar.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. I thought it was going to be some like pretty gnarly.
Yeah,
there
I thought it was
definitely an
like
expectation.
Zuko level.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Like some birthmark of like penis on the face or something.
No,
She's
not
like,
that.
I can't look like this in public.
Like
So
a swastika.
Oh no, she's a Nazi. So she catches the blaster bolt, which really cool action. Don't know why you had to let the blaster bolt fire, but whatever. Her buddy there is up on the cliffs, is shooting at droids, and then throws his helmet, which is, I guess, a missile too, and blows up their ship.
That was a little
my only
confusing.
problem
Yeah,
with the
like
episode.
perfect throw. Yeah.
Ship
I'm like,
reminiscent
okay.
of the Millennium Falcon.
Hey,
a
did
little
that look
bit.
also just like the? I thought that was strange.
There was one slight difference, like you know how the Millennium Falcon has like those two little butts in the front, those two little jet outs. I think there was just one.
There's only one butt.
Yeah, well, only one butt.
Singular butt.
Touch the butt.
And then we get our really cool, like lightning fast chop through the bad guy with the sword.
Yeah,
That
classic.
was an
Yeah,
awesome saber.
samurai trope.
It was cool.
It was cool.
The lightsaber reveal.
It was yellow.
The
it was
lightsaber
a
reveal
katana.
of it being like the katana style lightsaber was pretty sweet. I appreciated them taking a little bit of freedom on like hey, we're gonna mix shit up just a little bit here. The creative freedom on that. I appreciate them doing that because again, it could have just been a normal lightsaber, and I think it would have been fine.
Yeah,
that added just that little twist of like samurai style nod to like Seven Samurai that George Lucas actually wanted to emulate with his Star Wars shit.
Like a yellow lightsaber kind of personality.
Yeah, the color of the lightsaber is telling whether this is unique in the Star Wars universe or not, and it tells its own story because she could have like toe the line of light and dark side, but she says I am a Jedi as she like
that's true too.
Pulls it out, and that could be a statement in her own journey with the Force.
The collector guy literally comments that he's like, oh, I don't pretend to understand your like mortal code, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So maybe like the Jedi don't exist as we know them, as like there's no Jedi Council and there's no like the Jedi are just gone.
Yeah,
there's some people who are like, Jedi seem pretty cool. Like I like their teachings, and sex is bad. Like whatever. Then they're just again, maybe like traditionalist in terms of values, but because Jedi is probably seen as like hokey religion, it's kind of the joke of Star Wars is
good
it's
choice.
Like
love the reference.
Seriously, like I don't know, it's one of those things that it's probably her just making a personal choice of like this is how I kind of choose to like live my life and use my Force powers that I have no like probably training or outlet maybe beyond that. Yeah, exactly. But like, hey, I fight for kind of justice to a certain degree.
Yeah. So they save the village
a little bit.
So I think this was probably my second favorite behind the duel, of course. I've heard good things about this episode. We're gonna watch next week. The Nine Jedi, I think, is the name of the episode.
Might be the Ninth Jedi.
The ninth, not ninth.
I'm saying I'm not 100% sure.
No,
actually,
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Quote me on that,
but yeah, really cool. Like I said, I cared about the characters. I was like, oh man, this dude's gonna lose his bride. I might watch it again just to maybe get a better feel for what that interaction was in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
for you,
good episode. Marty, Aaron, whoever wants to jump in.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a pretty good. I thought it was a good episode, and definitely like I said, it was the first one I watched, and probably after this show, I'll probably go watch the first three.
Cool. No expectations for the second. The third was
Yeah.
fun. The second, eh.
All right, so the first is gonna be the first is the best.
You're gonna enjoy the first the most.
All right,
First is
perfect.
I
the
guarantee
worst, second
it.
is the best, third is the one with the hairy
Knowing
chest.
knowing myself,
Has
that'll
the
be
bride one.
I agree.
knowing myself, that'll be the best. That'll be the one I can. I'll have time for one, but yeah, I'll definitely watch that one.
Mr. Aaron.
I think I basically said all the bullshit that I needed to say. I'm looking forward to these. I like these so far. Like I
Yeah.
said, I think all of these have been pretty good. And this one in particular, was maybe my second favorite. Definitely looking forward to this, and cool like outlet for Star Wars stories. Like this is what Star Wars needs to do with their kind of extended universe, is just give it to, people with cool ideas or interesting opinions on things and mix it up a little bit, because Star Wars is so sort of like kind of starchy white shirt about things. I don't know how to describe it, but they're very like things are done a certain way and we don't
That's
like,
really funny.
So I don't know. We'll see how things go, but I appreciate what they're doing with this. So looking forward to more for sure.
Yeah.